in the world. With the face who runs the place, T-Roy. The OG on the marquee, Jaybird. And the cat who runs the chat with the stats, Statman Surge. We are Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We're not a Quad City Sports Talk radio show. We're not the Quad City Sports Talk radio show. We are your Quad City Sports Talk radio show. Welcome to the conversation, Quad Cities. But first, the Dawn.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Jay, Mr. Potato Head is dead. All right,
What?
We love it. Yeah, dude. His name is now Potato Head.
T-Roy, don't
Not
listen.
lying.
Listen, the theme song's starting. I'm asking what you're doing. I'm smiling. You're like, what are you smiling? I'm like, I don't know, just getting ready to do a show. And I'm like gonna come out here and like come up with this completely different thing. Like, I'm not wearing my sunglasses today.
Oh, no, you broke.
But no, I dropped a bottle cap, and then I'm not wearing my sunglasses, but I got them here clipped on because I gotta wear them. The sun's out. I was gonna ask you about songs that have sun in the title.
All right, let's do it.
And then you come out with this Mr. Potato Head thing.
He's dead.
He's not dead. Is that really what happened? Is that the people that came out and said, like, listen, you know there's a Mrs., right?
Not anymore.
What do you mean not anymore?
It's just called a Potato Head.
So, listen, if you want to have Mr. Potato Head, marry Mr. Potato Head and have a Potato Head family. I don't care.
I know.
If you want Mrs. Potato Head, Miss Potato Head, to hang out with Miss Potato Head and create a Potato Head family, I don't care.
I just find it funny.
I don't care if I don't care if Mr. Potato Head, Miss Potato
Just
Head,
took the term Mr. off of
and
it
Miss
because
Potato Head and Mr.
the
Potato
term
Head.
Mr. is now offensive.
Now, I don't care if they're all polymorphous or whatever
Well,
they're
I can't
called.
call you Mr. Foster anymore.
What do you call a teacher?
I don't know. Some of them dummy.
Some of them dummy.
Sorry for all our teachers. Not
Hey,
you.
not you. Yeah.
Not you.
Hey, not you. You.
Not you. You.
Like, and Kingpin.
He's getting in so much trouble
Not
right
you.
now.
You.
Not you. You.
Yeah, you know if we're talking about you.
Keep the tab and tonic coming, honey.
Here's how this works. You know, like you're not on Facebook. You know when every once in a while people will go on their vague booking rants
Oh, yeah.
and they'll be saying things, but it's like they're not pointing the finger at anybody.
Yeah.
But then someone's like, you know, they get butthurt and they're like, you talking about me? If you feel like they're talking about you, they're probably talking about you.
If you don't know who the dummy is in the room, it's probably you.
Yeah, the rule is if you can't spot the sucker within the first 30 seconds at the table, you are the sucker. That's a good opening to Rounders. Anyway, sun shines out. I don't have my sunglasses on right now. I'm slowly losing the scarf. I had it on this morning because it was 27 degrees when I woke
It's
up.
hard to wear a scarf when it's this balmy.
You know.
So you want to come up with sun?
We don't have a lot of time for this, but sure. Yeah.
All right. So, walking on sunshine,
Oh my
in the
gosh,
waves.
how did I forget Walking in Sunshine? It's in my top 5 favorite songs of all time. I mean, not
Okay.
all time. It's in my top 5 favorite songs
You
to
got
wake
the
up to.
Beatles, Here Comes the Sun.
Oh, by the way, another story about that. That was on Name That Tune,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure if I get out and name that tune, I'm going to kill it.
All right. I'm sorry, but it counts. Sunday, Bloody Sunday.
Why?
It says sun on it.
Oh, come on.
Sorry, I'm taking it. Let me think. What other ones did you have?
I'm upset that I didn't have Walking on Sunshine. Sunshine on My Shoulder by John Denver.
Okay. What was
If You Steal My Sunshine by Len. Black Hole Sun.
Black Hole Sun? That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Sunshine on My Shoulder. And what was the one? Steal My Sunshine by Lynn?
Yeah, I like that one. That's a
do.
1999 classic.
You
The
steal
summer of
my
1999
sunshine.
takes me back to sometimes.
Um,
Yeah, it's Black Hole Sun. But it's
what does it have to be? Just sun? Can it be like something like You Light Up My Life? No?
I guess so.
All
I
right.
don't know.
Or do
You Are
just
My
need-
Sunshine
You Are My Sunshine.
is a good one.
My Only Sunshine. That's
Yeah.
that's number one.
It's got to be. I mean, you're gonna sing that to your lady friend. You're gonna sing that to your kids. You're gonna. It's universal.
Isn't that like the French's Mustard ad too? From back in the day?
I think it might be.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, sorry.
There's a
that,
lot of good sun songs, Jay.
Yeah. Well, It sucks that you had to start that off with that Mr. Potato Head stuff.
What? You don't tell me you were going to do these Sun things.
I didn't know that. Yeah, sometimes
I
it's
just
like
wanted you to know Mr. Potato Head is not
we got all
Mr.
kinds of
Potato
things
Head.
going on too, though.
They just you know what they call him now? Tater.
Tater?
Just call him Tater. What's up, Tater?
Where did you see this at?
It was an announcement on the AP.
They're like breaking news.
Associated
Hasbro. Press,
yes.
Hasbro. It's Hasbro?
Yes, it is Hasbro. Good job.
Hasbro is now announced
that Mr. Potato Head is now Potato Head. He will not be gender specified.
God, that is so weird.
It's just unreal to me. Like, what is wrong with
So I'm assuming then
now?
From now on, I mean, what does Hasbro think? Because now when you send a package, and I don't even know why we're spending, if you send the package, you have to send the parts for me. Like now you're going to have like the lipstick ones. Are they going to get rid of that? Like,
you can't put a
is one going to have a hat on or going to have a bonnet? Can you decide what you want to do? Like they're basically limiting how much they're going to sell of. They're getting rid of the main potato thing. The accessories are going to have to be sold out separate. The Potato Head world is turning into don't ask, don't tell.
Potato Head world is turning into dumb world.
Yeah.
It's just so dumb. I can't. Whatever. Come on. Stop.
We got a lot going on.
When's it gonna stop?
We got a lot going on in a weird amount of time. We've got phone interviews in the first hour. We've got a guest in the second hour. We've got in the second hour we've got Jake Toporowski's coming in. We're going to talk to new friend of the show. He's a DJ out in Dixon, but he's got something on Twitter that was sent by a friend.
Dixon, Illinois?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was pretty cool. The thing is, his name's Sam Ramirez, and he is he's a morning host, program director for River Country 101.7 in Dixon, Illinois, but he also covers a lot of sports out there. And again, our thing is really local sports. Yeah. But sometimes we don't make it out that far. So it's pretty cool, the story he's going to share with us. We're going to talk to him around 12:15. Around 12:30, we're going to talk to our friend Jake from Elite Sportsbook, kind of breaking down what's going on there.
Quarterback controversy thing that you were talking about before the show.
I will get to that in just 1 second. Yeah, and then at 12:45, we're going to talk to our friend Ryan Lieber, who hosts the Friendly Confines podcast. We're going to talk about the Cubs.
Oh boy!
Now the other thing I was going to talk about, because there's topics out there. We do have to talk about the Iowa-Michigan game preview tonight, but there's things out there still talking about Tiger Woods and his road to recovery, what he's going to have to do. The J.J. Watt free agency, apparently he's down to about 3 teams.
Do we know him?
Well, I guess he's listing 5 according to Jeff Kerr at CBSSports.com. Yeah. You want to hear the 5 and we can break them down later?
Can I guess?
Absolutely. I'd love for you to guess.
All right. Pittsburgh, Green Bay, Chicago, Indianapolis, and
Go on.
San Francisco.
Okay. According to Jeff Kerr at CBSSports.com, and also NFL insider John Clayton reports that the Green Bay Packers,
I got one,
the Buffalo Bills,
ooh,
and the Tennessee Titans are viewed as the current frontrunners to land the former Defensive Player of the Year.
Ooh.
Those 3 teams are looked at as the front runners. Clayton notes that the Browns and the Raiders are among the teams still in the sweepstakes. I don't think Pittsburgh's a good spot for him to go. Although they did announce that Big Ben's coming back next year.
Yeah.
But he's coming back
he's
for
restructuring his contract.
He's restructuring his contract. Yeah. The owner said Rooney said that's definitely happening. He's going to restructure his contract, and they're going to need to because they're something like $41 million over the salary cap right now as we speak.
All right. Well, if you're him, oh man, Green Bay or Buffalo are probably the most attractive.
Definitely. I mean, he played at Wisconsin.
Yeah, Green Bay or Buffalo are the most attractive. The Raiders are the least attractive, and then Tennessee and Cleveland are both semi-attractive. Right?
Yeah, well, Tennessee, don't know. There's something to do with he's got some connection with someone on the coaching staff. I don't know what it is. The Raiders, I don't know. Maybe it's playing for Gruden. Maybe it's being Las Vegas. The trouble there is you're in the AFC West, which is dominated by the Kansas City Chiefs. Green Bay, you're still you've got a chance. Buffalo, you're the front runner now in the AFC East. Miami's in the rearview mirror. Keep in mind, objects and mirrors are closer than they appear.
Oh, look at you. What a reference right there. Gosh, you're a brilliant man.
Tennessee is in that weird division of the AFC South that's never figured out till week 16, week 15, week 16.
He's used to that division.
Yes, he's used to that division. Browns, obviously, I think the Steelers are trending in the wrong direction. You still have Baltimore, but the Browns are the team that's right behind, right there too. Be good.
The Browns look good. They seem to have found the coach. They seem, they definitely were drafting the talent for years.
Yep.
Finally started to work.
According to Diana Rossini of ESPN, Watt is expected to, or the best offer so far, is somewhere between 15 to 16 million per year. I think that sounds about right.
Yeah, perfect.
So that's it. The thing that I want to talk about when we get off the phone and we go into it, and the only thing it has to do with is, I've said it before. I'm a company man who's going to, listen to the station on my way in.
Yeah.
Sometimes I, too, just like the Hasslers out there that listen on ESPN 1170 AM, that listen on the app or listen on the Harrington's Pub Facebook live show, which we are on currently right now.
Hi.
They, every once in a while, you may find yourself talking back to the radio.
Why does this sound like a Talking Head song all of a sudden? You may find yourself driving in Jaybird's car. And you may find yourself listening to the radio.
In the company car.
You may find yourself in a paneled van.
So, anyway, I just heard Greeny, and sometimes he was going on, and the premise of it, but I was talking back, and I'm like, listen, we gotta talk about this in the air. So in close to the second hour, we're gonna talk about Greeny's point of what it was, and basically, someone had asked him the 3 quarterbacks in the last 10 years that have been ruined by a franchise. Because I think it kind of was going into Deshaun Watson and where to go and how Houston's kind of wasting his talent there. So that's really about it.
You may find yourself with a rag stuffed in your mouth. Come on, that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
No, come on.
No, it's fine. All right, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to make our phone call. We're going to call Sam in Dixon, Illinois, and we're going to talk to him real quick. So let's get this out of the way and be right back here on ESPN 1170 AM. Don't hassle us. We're local.
We've been preaching it for months, guys. You need to stop going on social media asking everybody for their suggestions on what you're going to do. You just need a Locals Love Us guide. It has a table of contents to help you find what you're looking for. But if you can't find that, all you have to do is pick up your smartphone, type in localsloveus.com in the search engine. You click on Quad Cities, and then you browse favorites. It's easy to use, and they're ranking the most popular places for you. So please check it out today. That's my buddy Chopper and our friends at Locals Love Us. They're your guide to the best.
I've been earning and burning, snapping necks and cashing.
You like that? You like that?
Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah!
This is Ella Schmidt, the 106-pounder for Bettendorf, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
Is this your favorite time of year for sports? I'll bet it is. Sports bettors, are you ready? Are you ready for $100 in free bets? That's right, $100 in free bets. You can now experience Iowa's premium sportsbook from the comfort of your own home. Download the PointsBet app now and use code Iowa to get $100 in free bets when you deposit just $20. When you bet with PointsBet, you get faster bets, faster withdrawals, and faster rewards at your fingertips. All in an easy-to-use app rated #1 on Trustpilot. See for yourself why bettors are calling PointsBet innovative, lightning quick, and the reason they have ditched the other books. Download the app now to experience Iowa's premium sportsbook for yourself. Download the PointsBet app now and sign up with code Iowa to get $100 in free bets when you deposit $20. That's $100 on your first $20 deposit. So, are you ready? Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
We just expanded our lot at Weber Auto Group. What's that mean for you? Now's the time to buy. Bigger selection, better deal, lower prices. Plus the Weber warranty. And every car we sell gets our 52-point inspection. So call us, visit our website, or better yet, come see us in our new showroom in Silvis. Weber Auto Group, your 5-star dealer.
Come on, time for bed.
But we're talking here. I'm not ready for bed.
Can't be helped. We're busy tonight. Let's go.
Being in long-term care doesn't mean you can't make your own decisions. Iowa's Long-Term Care Ombudsman provides free, confidential services to protect your health, safety, and rights. Visit our website or call 866-236-1430. That's 866-236-1430.
The following is a paid announcement. The advertiser was paid a marketing fee for a digital campaign. Please make sure to review our disclaimer on our report page.
The new year is here, and the time is now to capitalize on the EV stocks boom in the U.S. markets. Text the word trade to 48542.
Here's a great opportunity that we've uncovered in the electronic vehicle space, and it's a great time to explore the massive profit potential of the EV sector with your free subscription to Energy Market Today when you text the word trade to 48542. The world is scrambling for sufficient nickel and lithium supply for the EV industry. We've identified a company that could be well positioned as the EV market drives demand for these materials. According to analysts, total EV sales are expected to grow from approximately 2.5 million units in 2020 to around 11.2 million units in 2025, then reach about 31.1 million vehicles sold worldwide by 2030. Get your free subscription to Energy Market Today when you text the word trade to 48542. Text the word trade to 48542.
I'm Kyle Montgomery with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. News recently emerged that Bucs quarterback Tom Brady would undergo off-season knee surgery. Head coach Bruce Arians said Wednesday the number 12 should be ready to throw and participate in 7-on-7 drills around June. Brady will turn 44 on August 3rd and is set to earn $25 million this coming season. Steelers president Art Rooney II confirmed that the team wants quarterback Ben Roethlisberger back for an 18th season. Rooney said in a statement Wednesday that he met with Big Ben and that the sides agreed they'll continue their partnership once the contract situation is worked out. In other news taking place around the NFL, Bucs edge rusher Jason Pierre-Paul had surgery on his left knee Wednesday. NFL Network insider in Rappaport reported JPP's surgery was a minor cleanup, and the Raiders have parted ways with receiver Tyrell Williams, who missed the entire 2020 campaign because of a shoulder injury that required surgery. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
DQ presents How to Find Meal Fulfillment. First, order the delicious new rotisserie-style chicken bites from DQ. Then feast your eyes on these unbreaded, tender, juicy, 100% white meat beauties. Next, take a bite of the bite. Realize that unbreaded chicken loaded with flavor is finally possible. And last, call your boss and ask for that promotion. You may have started last week, but hey, if chicken this good is possible, anything is possible. New rotisserie-style chicken bites are now a DQ. Happy tastes good.
If you're a first-time buyer, finding your first real home can feel like this.
Hot property. Not going to last long. Multiple offers. 30-year fixed. We need earnest money.
But a realtor has the expertise to strip away all the noise and focus on what really matters to you.
You're going to love this place. Great neighborhood. School is walkable. It even has a huge yard so Henry can practice his penalty kicks.
Finding the right place starts with you and a realtor with the expertise to make sure your voice is the only voice that matters. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
There is no off-season. The latest NFL news is always on your sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Welcome back, everybody, to Don't Ask Us Local. Thanks for tuning in today. And Jay's getting online, our friend from Dixon.
Yeah, it's Sam Ramirez. He's from River Country 101.7 in Dixon, Illinois. And we're going to give him a call. He had a nice tweet out there. We're going to have him explain about it. It's got almost 28,000 views about a game between Dixon and Stillman Valley. And it's a great story. And this is the one time when I'm going to tell you that I like social media. Not the one time. But.
Hi, this is Sam.
Sam, this is Jay Foster for Don't Hassle Us for Local here at ESPN 1170 AM in the Quad Cities. In studio with me is T. Roy. How are you doing today?
Good, Jay. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Sam, for the listeners out there, you work for River Country 101.7 in Dixon, Illinois, right?
Yes, work out of River Country 101.7. We also have our AM station, which is WIXN 1460.
And is that the 1460? Is that sports talk? Is that news radio?
It's we actually play music on that radio station, but we do basketball games and we do football games on the AM station. But it actually is an oldies type station.
Gotcha. So, and then as far as like River Country, I'm assuming you're more of a country music station down there, up there in Dixon.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
River Country 101.7 is the primary music station in our Sauk Valley area, and been doing it for 27 years. So, yeah, that's definitely a country-driven station.
But I see on your Twitter that you do cover a lot of the local sports in that area.
Yeah, I don't know how it is for you guys, but here in Dixon, it's a small town, so we sort of wear multiple hats. So not only do I do the morning show on 101.7, but I'm also the sports director. I also do like a lot of jobs at the radio station. So I was sort of wearing my sports director hat last night, broadcasting the basketball game.
And it's the tweet that actually got sent to us from a friend of the show, and we appreciate that. I'm sure you do as well. Whenever you have a listener kind of give you some type of content to take a look at and say, hey. And the thing about us is we are the only local sports talk radio show here in the Quad Cities, so we do try to emphasize as much as we can on eastern Iowa and western Illinois. But unfortunately, when we get to cover like Dixon and areas like that, we rely on like Matt Randazzo and some of the other guys from the news because we don't really get up that as far as we'd like to. But Sam, what I want to do is, can you tell me about the tweet that's now almost 28,000 views that you sent last night?
Well, first of all, it's incredible. It's amazing sometimes how a tweet just takes off. So last night I was at the basketball game, and when I was setting up for the varsity game, the Dixon basketball coach, Luke Ravlin, came up to me and he said, tonight's game's going to start a little bit different. And I looked at him and I said, well, what's going on? He goes, well, there's a girl from Stillman Valley, a 4-year starter named Georgia Ballard, and he goes, she injured her foot at the beginning of the year. Very first practice, she went down and actually had surgery this past Tuesday. He goes, she is only 6 points shy of 1,000 in her varsity career. And he goes, so I want to make this right. He says, so what we're going to do is we're going to start the game, and we are going to score the first 6 points. We are then going to allow Georgia Ballard to score the next 6 points for Stillman Valley. And then at that point, we'll play basketball, which it was a big game last night in the Big Northern Conference, but it really stemmed from the Dixon boys basketball coach, the Dixon girls basketball coach, Luke Ravlin.
Okay, so just walk me through that one more time. So Dixon was going to score the 6 points first, and then they're going to. And then if you go to the video, and by the way, follow Sam. It's River Country Sam on Twitter, and it's about 3 down. Like I said, it's getting closer and closer to 28,000 views. And so Dixon scored the first 6 points, and basically what they did, they would inbounds into Georgia Ballard, and she's kind of at the very basically she's hitting a bankboard shot, a layup, but she's not doing the layup because she's on one foot, and you can clearly see that. And
right, so the way it works here in Illinois, this basketball season, there is no jump ball. So what they do in the Big Northern Conference, which is the conference both Dixon and Stillman Valley play in, is they give the ball to the visiting team. So Stillman Valley got the ball to start the game, and what they did at that point is they inbounded the ball to Dixon. So Dixon would come down and they scored. Well, then when Stillman Valley went to inbound the basketball, they did that twice where they would inbound it to Dixon. A couple of layups. Again, Dixon took that 6-0 lead. And then as you mentioned, it was coming down. Georgia Ballard actually was on crutches. But they took the crutches off the court. But she was actually in a cast from her surgery on Tuesday. And so Stillman Valley came down the court, and they handed her the ball, and she made a layup. Riley Fouts from Dixon then took the ball out of bounds twice and did the exact same thing Stillman Valley did, where she inbounded the ball to Ballard, who then hit 2 consecutive layups to give her the 6 points in the game.
And then I'm assuming from there they have to call there's a maybe official timeout, or they have to burn a timeout to do a substitution. But you can see the player come off and grab her crutches, and she goes off. It's really incredible, Sam, that you got to. And that's awesome that the coach came to you to give you a heads up that you got this on video. And I really like what you wrote at the very end of it, that this is what high school sports is all about.
It really is. I mean, I think sometimes we all get caught up in the wins and losses. I know as a sports director, I'm guilty of it. But the bottom line is we had a girl from Stillman Valley who maybe would have went the rest of her life just short of 1,000. And I just thought it was a great gesture for the Dixon girls basketball coach to allow her to be able to score 1,000 points. And to me, that's what high school sports is all about, is not always the wins and losses, but sometimes you just take care of even a fierce rival. It's about taking care of the kids.
100%, and it's just so cool to see this, and I'm glad that, like you said, it's interesting, like what a tweet will do. There's plenty of times, and Sam, you've been through it, and you have a lot of listener feedback and whatnot. And Twitter, we'll laugh at it. We'll laugh at social media. We'll call it a cesspool of buttholes sometimes. But the idea that just by someone sharing one tweet. And thank you so much. And then me reaching out to you and just saying, do you have time? I mean, this is a matter within the last 30, 45 minutes that I reached out to you and you made time for us to do this is incredible. So this is when we want to highlight things at how good social media can be.
It is, and you know what, as you guys know too, Jay, we rely a lot on our listeners, and you rely a lot on social media, and there's a lot that you can learn, especially on Twitter. That's where I get a lot of the information from, and it's like you said, an hour ago you didn't even know about this story. In the last 30 to 40 minutes you saw the tweet and thought, you know what, I want to reach out and learn more about this story. So we do get a lot of our information from social media and from our listeners.
Okay, Sam, because we are a sports talk radio show, we're gonna let our listeners get to know you a little bit. Though you already mentioned you've been doing this since 1994, but in your bio at River Country Sam, we're kind of all over the place. So let me ask you here. I'm assuming here that because it doesn't have a fancy little thing after your hashtag, the hashtag Broncos Country is you're a Denver Bronco fan.
Correct. Yes.
And then in your bio, it's hashtag Isles, which is the Islanders.
Correct.
And then for basketball, it's Detroit up, so it's the Detroit Pistons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Denver to Detroit to the Islanders.
Well, it all goes back to when I was a kid back in the 80s, and if you think back to the 80s, the Pistons were good, the Islanders were winning championships, and the Broncos were in the Super Bowl. So when I was a little kid, I'm 44 years old, so when I was a kid back in the 80s, and I'm a Cardinals fan too, I don't think I have that in my bio. Those teams were all very, very good in the 80s. So those were my teams as a kid, and I've stuck with those teams for the last 40-some years.
It's funny you mentioned it. We just had this conversation the other day, and I was going to guess you at being born in 78. And
76.
Yeah. Now I was going to tell you not to tell me your age or anything.
Oh.
And it's just, and the reason why, Sam, and you'll understand this too as a sports fan, we were talking about just the other day at about the age of like 10. You start to make your own decisions as what kind of sports fans you want to be, and it's usually who's winning at time. Just like you said, you either follow what an uncle, a father, an older brother as a fan is, or you start to make your own decisions. And when you are all over the place like you are, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, if it would have been up to my dad, I would have been a Cowboys fan, and he's a Cowboys fan still to this day, and I know he's a big Yankees fan. And you're right, as a kid, I see myself in pictures with a Cowboy jersey on, but you're right. It's about the time you're 9, 10 years old. That's when you sort of start to form your own teams, and then once you get into middle school and high school, those are the teams that you sort of roll with, and then you just go with for the rest of your life.
But you're missing one out of the big four. What is there baseball at all?
He said Cardinals.
Oh, I missed that. I'm sorry. I just didn't see the hashtag. All right.
Yeah, Cardinals.
So yeah, that's right. Because they are in the '87 World Series against the Twins, so that's still around that time.
Yeah, and even '85 when they lost to the Royals in '87. But I actually sort of remember the '82 World Series when they beat Milwaukee as well. So yeah, the Cardinals went to the World Series 3 times back in the '80s.
Yeah, but the '85 is all because of Don Dickinger from Waterloo, Iowa.
You're right on that one. I still have nightmares over that series.
He had a hot daughter.
T-Roy's from Waterloo. He knows the family.
His daughter was in high school with me. She was a couple years older, I believe. 2 or 3 older.
Really?
3. Yeah. I think 2. But either way. Her name was Dana.
Small world, you still remember her name, too.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, he does. Well, I again, we're going to. I need to ask you. Would it be cool if I can I use the tweet that you have to embed it to write something for ESPN 1170 about this accomplishment in your tweet?
Oh, absolutely. I had a guy reach out to me from the Rockford station, and if you guys want to share it, do anything you want with it, because I think the bottom line is it's all about the kids. It's all about the kids from Dixon who allowed this to happen. It's all about Georgia Ballard. So I think any time that we can spread the word about a positive story like I got a chance to see last night, I think, feel free to do whatever you want with it.
That's great. And thank you so much for your time. I know you're busy. Like you said, you're wearing a lot of hats at that radio station, and we know what that's like when you're producer. I'm not a director, but like you are, but like producer, and you have to make content. You have a show and everything else. So I know you're busy, and it's super cool that you replied back so fast, and I think it's fantastic that you got to catch that and share it, and it's a great story, and we need more of these. We need more of these in our world right now.
Yeah, we do. And like I said, it was just fun to be there last night and be able to capture that on video. And Jay, I know I want to thank you guys for reaching out to me and letting me be a part of your show and being able to help spread the positive story that we saw at Lancaster Gym and Dixon last night.
Sure. And again, I'm sure in the future I'll reach out to you just to have general conversation. Baseball's starting up, so we can talk about your Cardinals. And right after that, we'll see how, well, I don't know how well Detroit's going to be doing, if they're going to make the postseason or not, but we'll see what's going to happen, though.
No, I don't think they're going to the playoffs this year. The Pistons only got about 5 or 6 wins, so I don't think, maybe 7 wins. I don't think there'll be any NBA playoffs for the Pistons.
I don't think so either. But I'll be in touch with you soon, and I'll tag you on when we share the posts and everything else. And again, appreciate you for your time, and I'll reach out to you soon. We'll talk on the air sometime real soon.
Look forward to it. Hey, thanks for having me, Jay, at ESPN 1170.
That's right. Thanks for plugging. That's River Country Sam. Follow him on Twitter. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful day, okay?
You guys, too. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Sam.
Yep. Bye. See, that was just awesome. Like what
a great story.
Yeah, that's what and he's right. At the very end, is this what high school sports is all about? The idea that they knew that, and I think he nailed it the best when he's like, she would have gone, she could have gone the rest of her life 6 points shy of 1,000 points. And yeah, I fantastic that he was there. Great to get out there. And again, it's always awesome when people share content with us and just say, hey, just throwing this out there, see what you think about it, because it means a lot to us. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our second break. We're going to come back. We're going to call Jake from Elite Sportsbook. From there, we're going to take not a break. We're just going to take a time in between conversations, because then we're going to call Ryan from the Friendly Confines podcast. We're going to talk about the Cubs and the possibility of them starting the season 10-2 and much more. So we'll be right back. ESPN 1170 AM. Don't hassle us. We're local.
This is Adam Rosso from Hawkeye Headquarters, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
Oh, man, here we go again. Up early, feed the dog, out the door, traffic, at the office, boss in some kind of mood today, no time for lunch, annoying coworker, no time to relax, bedtime. Then we gotta do it all again? No way. Because the best way to break up the mundane every day is to play at Wild Rose Casino and Resort. Slots, tables, sports, and a whole lot of perks when you join and play with your Club Wild card. So, let's play. Wild Rose Casino and Resort, Clinton.
I'm Governor Kim Reynolds. COVID-19 isn't bigger than Iowans' resolve to overcome it. Together, we can stop the spread of the virus and get life back to normal by taking simple steps to protect ourselves and others. Wear a mask, social distance, wash your hands, stay home if you're sick, get tested, and isolate from others if you have the virus, and get a flu shot to prevent further illness. Doing these things will protect you and those most at risk. Let's step up and stop the spread together.
Sponsored by the State of Iowa and the Iowa Broadcasters Association in cooperation with this station.
Mike Greenberg, greeting.
Kevin Colbert is the general manager of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Did you hear his comments about Ben Roethlisberger coming back? I mean, to call this a tepid endorsement would be an insult to tepid endorsements everywhere. I'm not a big believer in coincidences or accidents. I don't think almost anything is a coincidence, and I don't think almost anything happens by accident. Those words were purposefully chosen, and they were sending a message, a big message, to the fans and to Ben. The message to the fans is, you may not have this quarterback back next year. We are preparing you for the possibility that Ben Roethlisberger will no longer be the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers going forward. And the message to Ben is exactly the same.
Greeny, 9 till 11 on ESPN 1170.
Comfort, efficiency, and peace of mind that you only get from Precision Air. The best in heating, AC, geothermal, and indoor air quality. The best equipment, the best service, and the best warranty. Sleep comfortably with a 10-year parts warranty on new furnace and AC units. And with financing available, your new Train home comfort system is waiting for you now. Trust the experience of your Train comfort specialists and call the masters of comfort and efficiency today at Precision Air of the Quad Cities. Online at precisionairqc.com. Precision Air. We'll be right there.
Hey Quad Cities, this is Kim from Berry Global, a Fortune 400 packaging company. I have some exciting news. We are hiring technical and entry-level employees at our injection molding facility right here in Bettendorf. Berry offers an impressive benefits package which includes medical, dental, vision, 401k match, company-paid life and disability insurances, along with competitive wages and profit-sharing bonus. If being a part of an awesome team interests you, visit berryglobal.com to apply. That is BERRY global.com. Still looking for more information about Berry? Just say, Alexa, tell me about Berry Global.
Hey Quad Cities, it's Jaybird with Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Get your local sports talk 12 to 2 with me, T-Roy, Bomber, and Serge. Download the station app to listen to us anywhere, and like us on social media to join in the conversation. Plus, when you sign up to be an ESPN Insider, you'll get access to all of our great contests and everything that's going on at ESPN1170am.com. Brought to you by Necker's Jewelers, where the Quad Cities gets engaged. We are the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 1170.
And now an old classic commercial from Mark Brenny.
I just haven't felt very good. I'm always depressed and I just don't have the energy I used to.
Do you have a wife? Maybe a few kids?
Why, yes.
How about a house? Lots of bills to pay.
Uh-huh.
Have you taken a ride on your Suzuki motorcycle lately?
Well, I haven't had a motorcycle in years.
You seem to be suffering from a condition known as cyclist neglectus.
What the heck is that?
Certain elements in one's life that prevents us from owning a motorcycle. Here, I'll write you a prescription and you must carefully follow the instructions. Get a Suzuki motorcycle, ride it often, and it won't make you drowsy. Might I suggest a new Suzuki 800 or 1400 Intruder from our associate clinic? You know, Brenny's in Bettendorf. Heck, I'd even submit it to Medicare.
Dr. Brenny to ER, Dr. Brenny to ER, stat.
Well, I gotta go. My liver transplant's here. Now, what did I do with that darn liver? Oh, here it is. My silly wife. She packed it in my lunch cooler again.
Check out the new Suzuki motorcycles at Brenny's Motorcycle Clinic and Pharmacy, 4426 State Street, Bettendorf, across from Alcoa. Almost.
From the top plays to the best talk, get your sports right here. From the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in again to Don't Hassle Us Local here on AM 1170 and live on Facebook. Jay's getting ready to call our friend Jake from Elite Sportsbook. Thanks again to Sam from Dixon.
Yeah. Dude, it was
for letting us call in. Call him to call in.
Just wait for him to call in. All that fun stuff. Talk to Jake a little bit about what's going on. If they got any deals going on with the specials going on with the NCAA. Who knows? Gambling time.
This is Jake from Elite Sportsbook.
Jake. What's up, buddy?
How's it going, guys?
Good, man. Good to have you on the show again. How things been?
Good to be back. Good. Life's been great. Just been happy to see all the new signups flowing through from the online process. So that's great to see. And gearing up for college basketball here, coming into the season, into the Big Ten tournament, and then March Madness. So lots of things to look forward to.
So yeah, you've seen a lot of signing up that you said, because now you can go online, Elite Sportsbook. You don't have to go into the Rhythm City Casino or anything like that to sign up in person. You can go online. So you're seeing a lot of movement that way, huh?
We have, yeah. We kind of slowly dipped our toes into it at first, and now that we've amped up the marketing, it's great to see even people in Eastern Iowa who hadn't had a chance to get into the casino have been signing up, and then we're seeing new markets across the state opening up as well. Des Moines and Council Bluffs and all over a little bit north near Ames as well.
That's fantastic. Because you have Riverside Casino and you have the Rhythm City here, but you have the western side of Iowa. But now people can sign up because they're within the geofencing. So that's awesome that it's expanded that much for you. We got, obviously tonight's a big game, Iowa at Michigan.
It is, yeah.
Yep. Right now, Iowa 17-6, ranked 9th, and riding a 4-game winning streak. They beat Rutgers, Michigan State, Wisconsin, Penn State along the way, and they covered 3 of those 4 matchups. And we mentioned that although the last 5 games, they've held opponents to under 70 points. They are going on the road tonight to face Michigan. Michigan is also 17-6. They're ranked 3rd. They are perfect 3-0 from returning from their COVID, though. And they just beat Ohio State 92-87. This line opened up with Michigan somewhere between 3.5 to 4. But some movement, some sharp movement, has seen it go up a little bit. Are you seeing a lot of action going on in this game?
Oh, we have. I don't know if the moving the game up even put more of a highlight on this matchup and being such a few high-ranked teams. But I mean, as you can see, I think the last time I looked today, the line Iowa's the dog at +5. So we're seeing all kinds of action rolling in. It's very highly anticipated, so exciting to watch. The over has seen some action as well. Not as much, but with both teams, they can put up points. I mean, Iowa, often we don't see too much defense, and Michigan, you saw what they did to Ohio State. So a lot of people have been looking at the over. It's going to be a good matchup.
Yeah, the over is anywhere from 156.5 to 155.5. You have it right now listed on your site at 155. As we said, this opened up somewhere between 3.5 and 4. The risk management team, Jake, and I have a little beef here about this at Michigan at -5. And I'm sure they don't care. But the fact that actually the sharp money is actually more on Michigan, but you guys are at -5 just shows that you guys know you can change the line to whatever you want, because people are going to bet on Iowa, not Michigan, even though the sharps are hammering Michigan roughly, and rightfully so, because Big Ten home favorites in conference play are 56-18 straight up on this season, and they're roughly, that's at 76%, and at home are flirting around 60% against the spread. And Michigan's also a perfect 11-0 at home, while Iowa's 5-3 on the road. That being said, yeah. So you guys got this right now at Iowa +5. It's an interesting line. I know our friend Mark Van Severen, who knows Michigan basketball better than we do, has them at, what was it, 83? Michigan 83?
He said 84-75.
Yeah, 84-75. So that would be Michigan covering. I think it's going to be closer than that. I think Michigan's going to be flirting more around the 78 points that they're averaging for the year, and it's really going to take a difference of Wieskamp stepping up to help out Iowa here. But it's going to be a big game nevertheless. What promotions do you have coming up for us, buddy?
Good you asked. Actually, we've got some NBA prop bet promotions going on now through the weekend. If you bet 3 NBA props, any amount on the props, we'll give you a $10 free bet to kind of try out a little bit of a new market. And we added additional props this year to our NBA offering, so check that out. And then also for the Ohio State game this weekend, we'll be doing our $3 threes promotion again as well. So I know it's an early afternoon game on Sunday, but that promotion should go live on Sunday morning, so make sure to get in on that if you're planning on betting on that game. Either way, you play that game as long as you bet $100 or more on either team. We'll give you $3 back for every three-pointer. That's made in the form of a free bet up to $30, so it's kind of a fun, almost like a side bet for those games. So we actually had this one scheduled for the Michigan game as well on March 4th, but that moved, so we changed that over to leave it for the Nebraska-Iowa game on that date. But yeah, that's kind of the short-term promotion schedule coming up this weekend.
Yeah, just piggybacking on what you're saying, that $10 free bet, it's an NBA prop bet bonus. If you place 3 or more prop bets on the NBA lineup this weekend, you'll earn a $10 free bet. So go ahead and take a look at the prop bets to choose from. The most important thing that you can do out there, listeners, is just go and navigate the site. Figure out exactly like how it kind of works. And if you are on premise at Rhythm City Casino, just ask questions. They're more than happy to help you out there at any one of their kiosks. And they do a great job, and it's located right in front of Draft Day Lounge. And while you're there, grab something at the Draft Day Lounge, maybe to drink, eat, invite a friend, watch a game. Watch the game tonight at the Draft Day Lounge. And the one this weekend as well. Jake, anything else coming up? I know UFC's right at one of the UFC events coming around the corner too, right?
Yeah, yep. We've been approved to show the next two UFCs at draft day at Rhythm City. At the Rhythm Room at Rhythm City. So, UFC 259 and 260, March 6th and March 27th. So, you're planning out your March activities as the weather starts getting nicer. We got free cover, first come, first serve for seating, and the Rhythm Room at Rhythm City there. Check out the UFC fights, and then also. I did get approval. I had to pull some strings. The risk team wasn't very keen on this because you're always giving them a hard time. But I did get approval to let you test the app if you still want to be a beta tester for us. So
are you serious?
No! You just made someone's year.
Hold on. So what? All right, hold on. Let's slow this down here. All right. So you got approval, even though the test team and I. So they said like, yes, we're going to let this clown be a tester for an app. So I'm an app developer now. So how did? Yeah. So you're going to get a hold of me and tell me what I have to do?
Yep, exactly. So, and if you have a few other people you want to,
I do
put on the list as well. We can see what we can do there. The risk team's been watching your account pretty closely, so I had to talk them into it. But they're going to allow you to be a tester. So I'll get a hold of you when that date comes. You'll probably have about 2 or 3 days to test it out and then give us your feedback, and then you can kind of go from there and then let everyone know what you thought. And we're always open for improvement. So. As long as there's no critical bugs, we plan on releasing the app pretty soon. I can't give a date yet until we do our final quality assurance test. But yeah, it'll be exciting as long as there's no critical bugs. We're on track to be releasing it soon.
I feel like I have been working towards this assignment for 15 years. I really feel like I've been working on this assignment for that long. I feel.
Oh, he can just go around now and tell the entire world he's an app developer. He is just.
I will be the best person out there. I will not. Me and the risk management team will get along great. I will give them anything, all the input that they need. And yes, I do have a few people that I think would be very, very good for this. I'm very excited to help you out on this. I'm talking like 6 to midnight excited. Yeah, you let me know when we can do this. Jake. Gosh,
the rest of the show is going to be crap now, Jake, because nothing can
Look at you, it's sandbagging and not saying anything off the air.
Sandbagging son of a bitch.
Yeah, I know. You could have texted me and been like, "Hey, Jay, you knew you'd catch me off guard when you dropped that on the air." Man, look at you, Jake. Tell everybody where they can follow you guys on social media and they can learn more about your promotions and whatnot.
Yep, exactly. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Elite Sportsbook. Check us out. We usually do all the announcements of our promotions when they come out on the day of, and also we'll be keeping everyone updated with app releases, promotions, sign-up bonuses, different giveaways, all that fun jazz. And you can even maybe follow along with Jay and his feedback when he's developing the app for us here. So looking forward to it.
Absolutely. And like I said, go to the website, and what you can do there is you can navigate it, look through the different promotions, figure out what you need to do. If you need any questions, not only do you need to, if you're not on site, you can contact them. They're really good about it, helping anybody out with anything on there. So go to the website, elitesportsbook.com, sign up for it, and like I said, navigate it and figure it out. But Jake, want to thank you for your time. Thanks for the good news. But yeah, anything I can do to help. But remind everybody about the prop bets, the NBA this weekend, and the Iowa game tonight. Check it out.
Perfect. Yep, and I'll be in touch with them the next couple of weeks. So. Take care, guys, and look forward to talking to you next week.
Thanks, buddy.
Jake.
Appreciate it. Yep, bye.
Look at you.
Look at me.
Sweet 16, and you finally got kissed.
Yeah, that's right. It was about time. All right, we're going right into another phone call.
Oh, God.
So I know, man.
Is this to tell somebody that you're now an app developer?
No, let's not do that. They don't care about that. No.
Who is it?
We're going to call Ryan Lieber. We've had him on the show before. Him and Chad Gordon host the Friendly Confines podcast. We're going to talk about the Cubs a little bit and ask him some questions. So Ryan's going to be on in just a second. We're just going to call him and go straight to air here. And we'll just do back-to-back phone calls. And then you and I will spend some time together talking about sports. And then in the roughly around 1:20, we're going to have Jake Toporowski coming on in the studio.
All right.
This is Ryan.
Ryan, this is Jay from Don't Hassle Us for Local here on ESPN 1170 AM. T-Roy's in the studio with me. Want to thank you for answering my text. It's been a while since we talked. How have you been?
It's been a while. I think the last time we chatted was right before the Cubs playoff series against the Miami Marlins, and obviously we know how that ended. So
yes, we do.
Good to catch up, new season. I'm glad to catch up with you guys and talk about some Cubs baseball. It's hard to believe spring training's already here.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I guess I want to jump right into it. What is going to be the opening day starting lineup?
Such a great question, isn't it? I mean, we really are trying to kind of figure that all out. I think actually all the positions are set except second base. So right now I'd have to guess that, Nico Horner and David Bodie are going to be vying for that spot. And I think spring training is really going to tell the story as to who's ultimately going to win that job, or are they just going to basically have both guys kind of play it, in and out and have them split time? But ultimately, I think we know everyone else and where they're going to be playing. Bryant's going to be at third. Baez is going to be at short. Rizzo's at first. Contreras behind the plate. And then the outfield is going to be Ian Happ in center, Jason Hayward in right, and then Jock Peterson, their newly signed free agent, in left field. I think the lineup, too, is also up for grabs because I don't know if David Ross is set on where he's going to put everyone in the lineup right now. You would think Ian Happ is probably going to lead off, but Jock Peterson has a lot of experience when he played with the Dodgers to have the ability to lead off as well. So I think these are right now questions that are going to play themselves out once we see some more spring training games and David Ross starts to see how the lineup comes together.
How's the bullpen looking?
That's a great question, too. We actually talked about this on our Friendly Confines podcast last night that you can catch and check out on where where podcast platforms you would check them out at. The bullpen, I think, is actually a lot stronger than people give it credit for, right? They have Craig Kimbrell, who's hopefully going to bounce back and pitch even better than he did in 2020. He showed signs of life, so to speak, and was able to, pitch in situations where he looked like his old self, so to speak. You still have Rowan Wick, who's, a little bumped up right now day to day, but should be healthy for the start of the regular season. Andrew Chafin is also, a guy who's going to be back. Kyle Ryan. The bullpen, though, is really going to be key, guys, because certainly we see a lot of teams who are going to be probably starting their pitchers for maybe 4-5 innings tops, and they're going to go to like 6-man rotations. So it's really going to be crucial for not just the Cubs, but all these baseball teams to really try to make sure they do not tax their bullpen early, because if they do, it's really going to cause issues for teams down the line, especially now that you're playing 162 games. So I expect the Cubs to really use multiple relief pitchers that are going to be coming through the system, whether they're coming up from the minors, they're going to be switching guys out. So it wouldn't shock me if we saw at, over time, maybe 10 to 12 relief pitchers through the season, that we're going to see multiple guys coming in and out of games so they can make sure these guys stay fresh throughout the year.
So the question really is, a good question is, where are the Cubs going to end up in this division, do you think?
Yeah, Jay, that's such a great question. I mean, again, the NL Central is still up for grabs right now because there's really not a team that I think is, yes, the Cardinals obviously made the move for Nolan Arenado, and I think you could potentially say they're the team that you would think has the most likelihood of winning. But I got to be honest, it wouldn't shock me if the Cubs won the division, and it wouldn't shock me if the Cubs finished in 4th place. Now, maybe I'm just a pessimist because I'm such a big fan, and you're always expecting the worst. I don't know if I think this team is going to finish better than 3rd place in this division. I think if I had to guess right now, the Cardinals are definitely, in my opinion, the best team in the division. The Brewers, I think, would finish 2nd. I'm going to say the Cubs and the Reds are going to fight for 3rd, and then you're looking at either the Reds, the Cubs, and the Pirates, obviously, depending on how that order finishes up. Pirates, I think, are the only team that you can guarantee are probably going to finish in 5th place, and that's probably, I feel good about that. But I think 79 to 85 wins feels about right for this team, if I had to lay it out there as far as win total. So if everything goes right, I like 85 wins. If things start to kind of fall apart, 79 or worse. But hopefully it's, on the higher 80 side, because I think a team that wins 87 to 89 games this year, I think is going to be good enough to win the NL Central.
Okay, we're going to get to that in a second. Everything you said, according to our friends at Elite Sportsbook here in the Quad Cities, the odds to win the NL Central are the Cardinals at 1-1. The Brewers are the second favorite at 7-2, and the Cubs at 9-2. Basically, it's 4.5-1 if you want to. Then the Reds at 5-1, and the Pirates, yes, are at 100-1 to do it. So everything you're saying is dead on, especially between the three that you said, the Brewers, the Cubs, and the Reds, that it looks like, as far as odds are going, they're expecting to be anywhere between 2 through 5. We've looked at the schedule. T-Roy, you're the one that writes everything down. He mentioned 85 wins and then 79 if everything goes wrong. I know the other day we looked at the over-unders for win totals for the Major League Baseball. What did they have for the Cubs according to the site that we went by?
The site that we went by. Where did I do it? Over-unders. Man, I wrote that down too.
It's all right. I can find it too. I'm just trying to take Ryan's knowledge here and see how we can apply it to gambling.
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
Chicago Cubs over-under 79.5.
Okay, so that's where you can probably get Ryan, if you're gambling and you want to do the win totals. You're saying even if everything goes wrong, you think the Cubs are going to be at 79 wins, right?
Well, 79 or worse. I mean, if they suffer some major injuries this year, it could obviously be a lot worse. But I think this team is good enough if all things go right for 85 wins. But I think if it's just kind of a season that kind of floats along and they're just kind of status quo, 79 would probably be my guess, anywhere between 79 and 83.
Mm-hmm.
And then anything below that is because this team is just underachieving, or there's some substantial injuries that are, causing this team to play the way that they are throughout the year.
How would you feel if I told you that the Cubs are going to start the season 10-2?
I mean, I would take 10-2 in a heartbeat. That's obviously kind of the fast start they got off to last year in the short, 60-game season. But sure, I mean, if you could tell me to right off the bat 10-2, that's a great start. But again, we all know we've seen plenty of teams that have gotten off fast starts and then slowly kind of fall back to the pack. But I'll take a 10-2 start, absolutely, to start the year. I'd be happy with that.
What we're looking at is they start off with Pittsburgh, so they sweep them. Then they got the Brewers, and they take 2 out of 3 there. Then they go to Pittsburgh, they sweep there. Then they go to Wrigley North against the Brewers again, and they take 2 out of 3 there. It's 10-2, buddy.
He's very pessimistic.
Yeah, exactly. It's interesting because, listen, I think the Cubs are really going to have to make hay with the Pirates and the Reds if they're really going to make some noise in the Central, because we've seen that they have had their troubles against the Brewers and especially the Cardinals with everything that they've dealt with in the past. So I know this may sound cliche, but it's about winning the games you're supposed to win. And if they can, do the damage against Pittsburgh, like you said, and take care of business against Cincinnati, who on paper you would think they're better than, then, maybe that gives them an opportunity. If you split series against the Brewers or the Cardinals, that gives the Cubs a little bit more of an advantage, to say the least, to try and, have the upper hand in the NL Central, because that's what it's really going to boil down to.
We do have a question on the Harrington Pub Facebook comment thread from Reimers. It says, is Arrieta going to be starting, or is he going to be a reliever? I think he's penciled in starting. What's the rotation look like?
I have Arrieta as the number 2 guy penciled in. Now, Chad, my partner on the Friendly Confines podcast, would disagree with me. He thinks he's maybe going to be a 3 or a 4 guy. Mm-hmm. But I think the thing with Arrieta that's nice is you look at the Cubs' rotation 1 through 5, and they don't really have a lot of guys that throw very high velocity pitches. They're really more breaking ball type pitchers. Kyle Hendricks, Zach Davies, Alec Mills. Arrieta's going to try and give them a different look. Now, I understand we're not going to see Jake Arrieta circa 2015 as much as I wish we would, but if Arrieta can at least give this team 200 innings and, 6 innings per start that are a quality start, and throw the ball up to the 93, 94, 95 range, and he gets 12, 13 wins this year, I think that's a plus for sure. He's a great clubhouse guy. He's somebody who obviously the fans love. Of course, they're excited about it. And the guys in the locker room love as well. So if nothing else, I love the signing from that standpoint. It's just a matter of how much are you going to be able to get out of him at this point.
Ryan, let's talk about the podcast a little bit. You guys have some amazing guests on there. Who have you guys had on lately? And let's keep plugging that podcast so people can download it. And also let's plug how they can follow you on social media. But talk about some of the guests you've had on recently.
Yeah, thanks, Jay. No, I always appreciate that. So the name of the podcast, of course, is The Friendly Confines. You can find it where podcasts are available. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple, and multiple other platforms. Guest-wise, we've been really lucky lately. Our last episode about 2 weeks ago, we had Michael Wilbon from Pardon the Interruption on ESPN. He was great. We had a 2-part episode with him. Before that, it was really cool. We had former Buffalo Bills coach Marv Levy, who is 95 years old, and it worked out perfectly because Marv, not only is he a diehard Chicago Cubs fan, he still lives in Chicago. He actually wrote a children's book about the Cubs, which is called Cubs Win. You can find that on Amazon and whatnot, and it worked out perfectly because it was the same weekend that the Buffalo Bills were in the AFC Championship game against the Kansas City Chiefs. So it was kind of cool to have him on, and we talked obviously a little bit about...
Isn't he from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, originally?
I'm not sure where he's from originally, but I think he's from Canada, actually, originally. And then he moved to Chicago, and he went to high school in the Chicagoland area. And he ended up landing back in Chicago after his career with the Buffalo Bills. So, yeah, he might have had some time in Cedar Rapids or Cedar Falls at one point in his career, but I'm not sure if he's originally from there. But he's been great. And this week we have Kevin Kaduk, who runs the website midwayminute.win. It's a really cool website that kind of encompasses and encapsulates everything going on in Chicago sports. So he's our guest this week. But past guests we've had include, Mike Greenberg and Andre Dawson and Carl Ravitch and Joe Buck. And, we've really been lucky with some of the guests that has accommodated us with their time. It's really fantastic. So we hope to continue that, and we hope to be able to, bring people the very latest news with the Cubs, and of course the best guests that are out there as well. So certainly, be sure to check us out if you can. It's The Friendly Confines, and we'd love to have you sign up and listen to us.
Those names that you drop are so incredible. It just makes me wonder why you slum with us.
I mean, listen, you know what? You guys are just as important. Don't forget that. You guys are just as important.
Well, we're not. So Levy, I looked it up for you. Levy attended Cole College in Cedar Rapids.
I think I did.
And then he went back to coach there in the early 50s.
Really?
Whatever.
In the 50s too?
Coached there 53 and 54.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was 95.
So yeah.
Yeah, he was in World War II, Jay. He didn't play around.
Holy goodness.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's...
And 95 years old and still as sharp as a tack. I mean, it was amazing to talk to him. I said to him, what is the secret? How can I stay alive till I'm 95, and not just that, stay alive and be as active as you are? And he said, surround yourself with good people and eat well and exercise. So I said, okay, easy enough. So there you go. The secret to a long life.
Well, I'm surrounding myself with good people, but the rest of it I'm really screwing up.
And then the Wilbon, obviously, the Wilbon automatically in my head, because there's just so much to unwrap with him. It automatically in my head, I'm like, how did they do that? And when you said a 2-parter, I'm like, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense to make it a 2-parter because he's got stories upon stories, right?
Oh, 100%, Jay. And that was the thing. I mean, we could have talked to him for about 3 hours, because he's so amazing with stories that he tells. And really, I learned about how he became a Cubs fan and the history of his family as to why his dad would not go to Wrigley Field for 20 years because of racism that occurred while he was trying to get into Wrigley. I highly recommend you guys listen to the episode if you can. And he talks so much about, what it means to him to be a Cubs fan and how he, became a Cubs fan compared to a White Sox fan, considering he grew up actually on the south side of Chicago, where it is a predominantly White Sox crowd, so to speak. So, he's amazing. He can talk about so many different things, but if you know Michael Wilbon or at least follow his career for that matter, you know what an unabashed Cubs fan he is. So it was really neat to get his take on, his love for the team and how much it means to him. So definitely, if you get a chance, check it out.
Absolutely. I'm gonna ask you another question off the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment thread, and then we'll come back and plug the podcast again and social media where to follow you. Erickson asked, do you like the Pedro Strop signing? And will he be primarily a closer, or will he be primarily a setup guy? Or will he lead into the closer? What do you think?
Yeah, I think with Pedro Strop, another fan favorite, somebody who everybody loves so much, I think it's just a matter of, does he have anything left in the tank? He came back to the Cubs towards the end of the year after he got released by the Reds, and unfortunately it didn't seem like he was really pitching well for Cincinnati. So I think right now it looks like the Cubs are trying to give him an opportunity to make the big league club. A lot's going to have to play out in spring training. If I had to guess, I don't think he makes the team. I think he would potentially either be released or, maybe go down to the minors to try to work things out. It would be a huge plus if he did, and if he got his stuff back, so to speak, so where he could help this bullpen. I don't think he'll be the closer. I think Kimbrel will be the closer, and if it's not Kimbrel, I think you're looking at Rowan Wick being the guy who David Ross would turn to in that spot.
Okay, Ryan, I hope I'm going to continue to rely on you and send you texts till you tell me that you won't be on the show or to leave you alone, because as we get closer and closer, we want to keep informed about what's going on with the Cubs, and we also want to keep pushing people to listen to your content. So once again, talk about the podcast and where people can follow you on social media.
Yeah, and Jay, you can always contact us. We are more than happy to come on this show. So anytime you need us, myself or Chad, we're there for you. So I guarantee you that. Mm-hmm. So there will never be a time where I say no to you. And as far as the podcast goes, again, it's called The Friendly Confines. You can find us where podcasts are available. For your listeners out there on Twitter, you can find me at Ryan D. Lieber. You can find my partner Chad at the Chad Gordon. And we also have a Facebook page. It's called The Friendly Confines Chicago Cubs Facebook page. We love interacting with our listeners on there. You can join. Plus, we have a new website now called The Confines, www.theconfines.com. You can also find our podcast on that website. So it's easy to find just by typing in theconfines.com. So be sure to check us out there as well. And again, we'd love to get anyone and everyone who's interested in Cubs baseball or just baseball in general become a listener of the program, because we welcome it, and we welcome all the people that we get to interview too.
Absolutely, and I just looked it up, and in our Harrington's Pub Facebook comment thread, I just pasted your website for the Confines on there as well. So, and then
awesome.
I hope everyone out there, they'll go to your website, they'll subscribe wherever they listen to podcasts, and Ryan, we'll be in touch real soon. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for answering my text. I sent it, I don't know, maybe about 2 hours ago. So it's, to me, it means a lot that you move some things around for your schedule to be on today at not the last minute notice, but pretty close.
Always happy to help you guys out, Jake. Thank you so much. Enjoy the week, and I'm just happy baseball's around the corner. That means it's going to get a little warmer in the Quad Cities very soon, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, we're hoping. But yes, it's getting there. Yeah, it's getting there. Thanks again, man. I appreciate it. We will talk real soon.
Take care, guys.
Yep, a wonderful day. All right. That's Ryan from the Friendly Confines podcast, and like
just
I said,
pack him in, Jay.
Theconfines.com. Well, now when you pack him in like that, then you still have to take time to
do stuff like that, though, and then things just come your way, like becoming an app developer. Kind of a big deal.
I forgot about it a little bit, but now you bring back, I'm inflating the ego again.
I just want to see you smile again.
Yeah. Me and Erickson are going to be developing apps together.
Oh, boy.
A lot of late nights, Erickson. Sorry, tell Mrs. Erickson we gotta go.
Yeah, you tell Mrs. Erickson if she needs any help with it, and just call T-Roy.
tell Mrs. Erickson. Sorry, we got to work on this app.
Yep.
The gambling world depends on us. Foster and I need to work on this.
She's going to come home one day. She's going to be wearing a Cowboys jersey.
Get out of here. All right. We got to take a break here at ESPN 1170 AM. Don't Hassle Us Local. We come back. We'll talk a little bit, and then we're going to be joined by Jake Toporowski.
Through the quad and into the gymnasium. Come on, everybody. You like that? You like that?
Give me a hell yeah. I said, give me a hell yeah!
This is Tyson Blazer, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local on ESPN 1170 AM.
For the brightest hand-selected diamonds, come to Dolan Jewelers. This is Will Dolan, and we want to offer the best diamond experience for every client and every occasion. At Dolan Jewelers, we carry the most popular shapes and sizes, as well as a huge inventory of lab-grown diamonds. With custom goldsmiths right here in our store, your experience will be convenient, easy, and fun. Visit us at 3865 Elmore Avenue in Davenport or online at dolanjewelers.com.
I'm Kyle Montgomery with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. News recently emerged that Bucs quarterback Tom Brady would undergo off-season knee surgery. Head coach Bruce Arians said Wednesday that number 12 should be ready to throw and participate in 7-on-7 drills around June. Brady will turn 44 on August 3rd and is set to earn $25 million this coming season. Steelers president Art Rooney II confirmed that the team wants quarterback Ben Roethlisberger back for an 18th season. Rooney said in a statement Wednesday that he met with Big Ben and that the sides agreed they'll continue their partnership once the contract situation is worked out. In other news taking place around the NFL, Bucs edge rusher Jason Pierre-Paul had surgery on his left knee Wednesday. NFL Network insider in Rappaport reported JPP's surgery was a minor cleanup, and the Raiders have parted ways with receiver Tyrell Williams, who missed the entire 2020 campaign because of a shoulder injury that required surgery. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
DQ presents How to Find Meal Fulfillment. First, order the delicious new rotisserie-style chicken bites from DQ. Then, feast your eyes on these unbreaded, tender, juicy, 100% white meat beauties. Next, take a bite of the bite. Realize that unbreaded chicken loaded with flavor is finally possible. And last, call your boss and ask for that promotion. You may have started last week, but hey, if chicken this good is possible, anything is possible. New rotisserie-style chicken bites are now at DQ. Happy tastes good.
If you're a first-time buyer, finding your first real home can feel like this.
Hot property. Not going to last long. Multiple offers. 30-year fixed. We need earnest money.
But a realtor has the expertise to strip away all the noise and focus on what really matters to you.
You're going to love this place. Great neighborhood. School is walkable. It even has a huge yard so Henry can practice his penalty kicks.
Finding the right place starts with you and a realtor with the expertise to make sure your voice is the only voice that matters. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Sports bettors, are you ready? You can now experience Iowa's premium sportsbook from the comfort of your own home. Download the PointsBet app now and use code Iowa2K to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. When you bet with PointsBet, you get faster bets, faster withdrawals, and faster rewards at your fingertips. All on an easy-to-use app rated #1 on Trustpilot. See for yourself why bettors are calling PointsBet innovative, lightning quick, and the reason they've ditched the other books. Plus, PointsBet's Refer a Friend program is now easier than ever. Refer a friend to PointsBet and you both get $100 in free bets. Share with your friends the faster, easier way to bet. Download the app now to experience Iowa's premium sportsbook for yourself. And don't forget to sign up with code Iowa2K to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. What do you have to lose? So, are you ready? Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
It's Tyson's Mega Tool Sale. Now through February 28th, save on great products from DeWalt. Kick your spring project list into gear with $60 off a 20-volt quarter-inch impact driver. Need more power to finish your project? Save $120 on a 20-volt Max 4-tool combo kit along with $50 off a 20-volt Max brushless drill driver combo. These deals won't last forever, so head to your local Tyson's today or shop from the comfort of home at Tysons.com. Tyson's, home, farm, auto.
And now an old classic commercial from Mark Brenny.
We're here today to honor the Quad City's Father of the Year. Envelope, please. And this year's Father of the Year is Mark Brenny.
Mabel, that's that motorcycle geek from out by Coa.
Mark, what does it take to be Father of the Year?
Well, you have to learn how to listen. When my two boys were little, they always said, Dad, we need more power. So instead of 50cc mini bikes, I bought them the larger Yamaha PW80s. It was so cute. They could take them to school, and during recess, they would give rides in the playground for $1 each. They made a fortune, and now they can take that money and pay for college. However, being a really good father, we pooled our heads and decided instead to buy some newer, larger Yamaha dirt bikes, such as the all-new Yamaha TTR 225. Hey, kids, shut those damn bikes off right now.
You may not have won any awards, but you can still be a good father.
I'm gonna whip
your kids' affection at Brenny's Motorcycle Clinic across from Alcoa. Almost.
All the sports you need right here. The Quad City's sports leader is ESPN 1170 AM. KBOB, Davenport, a town square media station.
Welcome back, everybody, to Don't Hassle So Local. Thanks for tuning in today.
We're going to be joined in a few minutes by Jake Toporowski, guy from the area grew up here, left, played hockey. Now he's back coaching. We're going to talk about the hockey area, deck hockey, all that stuff. Catch up with him. We haven't seen him in 3 years, maybe 2 years. I can't even tell you the year that we started the podcast, but it was in the bar when we last had him on. But we're going to do just a little bit of housekeeping when it comes to the NFL. I told you guys that when I started the show that being the company man that I am, I listen to the show, and most of the time I listen to ESPN. And on the way in here, I was listening. Greenberg started something. Mike Greenberg, he has a show before us on here. And he's syndicated, obviously. You know who we are. And if you listen to Ryan Lieber, he talked about how he had him on the Friendly Confines podcast. But he started to go off on this thing, and I was a little behind, and I didn't understand why he got to it. Apparently, a listener had asked, who between 2009 and 2016, but I think we just wrap it up in 10 years, the three quarterbacks that basically have been ruined by a franchise. And I know he said one of them was Andrew Luck, but really he went on this Tim Tebow, rant that I didn't understand. One, I thought it was an outdated rant. Two, I didn't realize because I didn't hear the question. I started thinking, oh my goodness, did I miss something? Did the Jaguars sign Tebow and they're going to try to turn him into something? Why are we talking about Tim Tebow now? But I'm going to play for it. You tell me to pause if you want to pause for anything, okay, T-Ray? Right. I'll pause if I wanted to pause for anything. But I'm going to play for it. We're going to listen to him go on and on.
The third one I will mention, and this is going to make everyone yell at me.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Is Tim Tebow.
I yelled at the radio
Tim
station.
Tebow was drafted in the first round by the Denver Broncos. When Tim Tebow got the chance to be their quarterback, long before the Baltimore Ravens had designed an offense that worked for Lamar Jackson or anything else.
Okay, can I pause?
No.
Yeah. Can I pause? Lamar Jackson didn't start for the Ravens right away.
No, he didn't.
Not even the season. He wasn't the starter and mentioned before the season started. So this whole thing the flaw starts there. Okay, I'm sorry.
Wanted to design that offense for Tebow. They plugged him in on a bad team in Denver because they wanted to prove he couldn't do it. And it didn't look pretty most of the time. But do you know what he kept doing? He kept winning. He kept winning football games. And what I will never know, and we will never know,
playoff game,
is if someone had decided to...
It was blown coverage on the playoff game.
It's fine, Jay, but he made the pass. He won. He beat the Steelers in a playoff game.
An offense around Tebow. As Bob Greasy suggested, let me go back. Bob Greasy, who was then doing college football games for us at ESPN, and ABC, came on Mike and Mike in studio, I'll never forget it, at a time when all the debate was about whether or not Tebow should go in the first round. And he said, if you put him in the right offense, if you build an entire offense around him to maximize what he does well, he can succeed in the NFL. And I said, Bob, would you do that? And he said, yes, I would. It's Bob Greasy, Hall of Fame quarterback. So Denver didn't want to do that. He came in, won a playoff game, beat Pittsburgh in the playoffs. Then they go out and they get Peyton Manning. If Tim Tebow had gone to a place that wanted him to be a quarterback, that tried to allow him to be a quarterback in the way Baltimore has maximized the skill set of Lamar Jackson, and I'm not comparing the two, but Tebow was a first-round pick, and he was a Heisman winner, and he was one of the greatest college players ever. I would love to see what would have happened if he got a chance to be a quarterback. But the Jets had no interest in him being a quarterback. The owner, who loves to stick his nose in where it doesn't belong, wanted a star. He loves stars. That's the same owner who brought you Brett Favre. He loves going out there and getting famous people. No one more famous than Tim Tebow. So he went out and he traded for Tim Tebow, even though the coaching staff, Rex Ryan, had no interest in having Tim Tebow play quarterback. It went a long way towards ruining Sanchez, and they never gave Tebow a chance to play. They fattened him up like a Christmas goose and turned him into a personal punt protector, which isn't a thing.
Anything more? There's 20 seconds left.
That isn't something that exists in the NFL.
Bring him back.
That's not a full-time job.
Did you listen to the whole thing? Who else did he suggest was ruined by
One,
a franchise?
Andrew Luck. And I actually, in the next 15 seconds...
Hold on.
So that ruined Tebow.
Yeah, hold on.
That was his chance to be a quarterback in the NFL. And I don't know that he would have been a successful one. And most of the evaluators will tell you that he couldn't have been. But we'll never know.
Okay.
And I've always felt a little bad.
The other one's Andrew Luck, and I really don't know the third. I'd have to go back and listen to the entire thing and listen to.
Do you think Luck was ruined by a franchise, or was it just a?
I think what he's trying to say is they didn't put a. By the time Luck was leaving, they were already putting in. At the time he was leaving, they were putting the pieces together to create a dominant offensive line, but he had been beaten up so much. That what he's saying is that they year after year the Colts just let him get beat up, and the same thing in Tebow. And I think the other one might be.
You could say the same thing about Romo, and I'm not buying it.
Yeah,
I'm
the other
sorry,
thing I think it would be Watson Watson or Wilson would be the other one.
No,
but it's not in there.
But they're not ruined.
But he did. But he goes on. I mean,
I'll tell you who got ruined.
Okay,
RG3.
Well, that might be another one that he said in there.
Same draft as Tebow.
Yeah. Okay.
RG3. One great year, MVP caliber year. I mean,
I think he was rookie of the year.
I think he was rookie.
And then
of the
Jay
year.
Gruden comes in and doesn't like him.
Right.
Yeah.
So he got ruined.
Yes,
I'd say him for sure. And I would say this, Alex Smith.
Okay. Because he got tossed around to
I think different offensive coordinators.
I think something like 6 and 5 years.
Yes, and then he gets finally his chance with the Chiefs. He's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Gets injured. Obviously, they drafted Patrick Mahomes. Writing was on the wall.
Yeah, they gave him a year, and then they got rid of him. Washington, and now even
you disagree with the Tebow thing. And I'm going to bring up a point that our friend Emily said.
Okay.
Okay, when you look at the build of someone.
Yeah.
And what they can handle and what they can't handle.
Okay.
And you look at the build of Lamar Jackson compared to the build of Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow was built to take the punishment. More than Lamar Jackson is. I don't think he has the same speed as Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
And the same, getting away ability. But I think he's more of a power finesse guy in that, more of a power guy than a finesse guy. Okay?
Okay.
But he still had some good wheels.
Hold on.
Very tough.
Here's what I'm going to, and this is where I can see your point. Because at Denver and New York Jets, you're more of a pocket passer type of offense. Whereas, and even though he brings up that Favre went to the Jets, Tebow with the mobility, you want a playmaker, someone who does the playground thing. You go that way, I'll make something happen. Just get open. Is that what you're saying?
That's what happened when you were saying the busted coverage for him to win that playoff game. Mm-hmm. He scrambled out a little bit, and I'm trying to remember the name of that receiver. It was a very good receiver.
Doug Flutie, but yeah.
Whatever, but I'm saying he made the throw. It was a great throw. It was a very exciting win for the Broncos. I mean, it is what it is. If they're allowed to build around Tim Tebow the way that it should have been, if you build around him the way to his strengths, yeah, I kind of agree with them there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying I don't know. I'm with him. I don't know if he's great, but can he do? He obviously won a playoff game. I mean, he can win.
Yeah.
But don't make him be a pocket passer.
It just was a weird. I guess it was a weird. Someone bringing up like the Texans ruining Deshaun Watson and him taking the opportunity to use 2 minutes and 45 seconds about Tebow just seemed odd to me. I did not understand where it came up, why it did. I don't know if he's standing up for someone who works in the studio. Does he work for ESPN anymore? Does he work for Fox Sports Analyst?
We kind of have heard rumors about the Colts handling injuries of their players.
Yep.
and they're not very good at it. So if you want to give me that argument on that side of it,
and I don't think they're any different than a lot of NFL teams as far as handling
I'll take
injuries.
that with you all day, but
if you look at Alex Smith in Washington, and even what he came up yesterday when it came out with an interview with GQ saying, like, I was not part of their plans. They did not want me to be their quarterback. They did not want the narrative to happen what really happened.
RG3 was the same thing.
Yes, that part I get, but I just thought it was odd to bring him in. Do me a favor, will you grab Jake for me, and we'll bring him inside, and we'll talk. You see him?
Yeah, he's coming.
Okay. I don't want to go to a break right now. I'm going to wait a little bit. We're going to talk to Jake. And Jake, go right over here, buddy. We're going to be joined in studio by Jake Toporowski. Jake, you're on over there. It's been a while. So as far as the radio goes, the people are new to you. All right, and you're new to them. But the people that have been there from the podcast world, when we did this, they'll understand who you are. But let's introduce everybody to you. Tell everybody who you are, your background, you came from, and then we'll catch up from there.
I'm Jake Toporowski. I grew up here in the Quad Cities. When I was about 11, I started playing hockey out of town and played hockey till I was 19. And since I've been 19, I've been back here coaching the youth, coaching the Storm, and starting my own business. So it's been fun since I've been back, but yeah.
Okay, we got a lot to unpack there. Because it's not like you started playing hockey at 11.
True.
Okay, I don't want anyone to be like, oh, hey, my kid's 11?
Didn't your dad hand you a hockey stick and a puck right like the day you were born?
Right
Here
now,
you go.
Somebody's going to sit there. Some kid's going to come home from 5th grade. They're going to be like, hey, we got to talk.
Yeah.
We're going to go to the local rink because I just heard about this guy.
You didn't have a choice. Your dad was like, no.
All right, so you started playing basically when you were walking.
Yeah.
But at 11, you started doing more travel. So in between 11... was that a lot of time when you're doing the travel to go up to like Chicago and practice up there?
That's when I started playing up in Chicago, suburbs, and then played up there for 5 years before going to Spokane.
Okay, so 5 years, so around 16 you go to Spokane and you play, and what's the league called there?
The Western Hockey League.
Okay, and you stay with the host family type of thing?
Yeah.
And so that's in Spokane, Washington?
Yeah.
And how was that experience for you?
It was awesome. My grandparents actually lived out there, so they were the best billets I could have asked for.
Yeah.
And yeah, so they were good to live with and made everything easy.
And were a lot of your teammates on the same, did they go same high school as you? Or what's the age group that you're playing with?
16 to 20. So the school guys went to the same high school. We all went to Ferris High School in Spokane, and then all the older guys just went to the rink, and it was like pro hockey. You went to the rink, practiced, went home.
Gotcha. So at least you got to be around some teammates at the school and everything like that. And then what is that like for the kids that are growing up in that area? Are they really welcoming, or did they kind of make you feel like outsiders? I mean, you're 16. You're still kind of figuring out who you are.
Yeah, we were juniors and seniors in high school, and it kind of depended. I mean, I think I was the only United States guy. The rest of them were Canadians. So you go into that school and you're there for 6 months out of the 9 months of school, and then you're gone. So we kind of kept to ourselves. Some of them didn't like us, some of them did. But overall, it was a really good experience in the school. The teachers were awesome, everything like that.
That's cool. And then you came back when you're 19, and so there's a lot of things that you're doing around here. You're spinning a lot of plates, wearing a lot of hats. You mentioned that you're helping out with the Storm.
Yeah.
You got to coach be the head coach of your first game the season before the coronavirus, right?
The season of the coronavirus.
Dave
was suspended for one. So
we didn't have to bring that up. We were just going to say you're the head coach. That's all. Yeah, so the head coach got suspended for the game, and you got to take over and be the head coach for the game. How was that experience?
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. All being around him because it was towards the end of the year. It wasn't right at the start. So I'd gotten to know him, and we had a good veteran D core. So I was more focused on the forwards, and the D kind of took care of themselves. So it was pretty easy. They made it easy on us. We lost the game, but it was a fun experience for me.
I'm sure. And it was a home game, right?
It was in Evansville.
Oh, it was in Evansville. Yeah. Okay. So, and then you've opened up your own business.
Yep.
Okay. What's that?
It's I call it the Skills Lab. It's synthetic ice. It's 30 by 22 feet, and kids come in and they just do their shooting, stick handling, all that kind of stuff, and it's been a blast. I've been open since about September 1st, and I have no complaints so far. The kids are great to work with.
So you opened this September 1st?
Yeah.
Obviously, we have the shutdown of a lot of things, practice and everything around March, April. Did you always want to do this, or was this something that you needed to expedite because of the situation we were in?
Yeah, it just kind of came up really fast. honestly, I don't even know how we kind of got to it. With my dad and my brother, like, I don't know who brought up the conversation, like, oh, we should do this. But once it came up, I found the spot and kind of ran with it, and happened super fast.
So it's synthetic ice. Do they have to wear skates while they're on?
Yep.
Okay. And they work on their shooting and puck handling?
Yeah.
What's the name of the place?
It's the JT23 Hockey Skills Lab.
And where's it at?
It's downtown Bettendorf, right by like Sports Fans and the QC Fuel. I'm right in between there.
Okay.
I'm on the second story. It used to be a dance hall.
Oh, yeah. We know exactly where that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I forget the name of the dance hall, but yeah, I know exactly where that is.
Jay's quite the dancer.
Oh, yeah. Right above a tattoo place, right? Or it used to be a tattoo place.
Maybe it used to be a tattoo
Yeah, I
place.
think so.
Now it's my dad's business.
Oh, is it? Ah, look at that. It all works out together. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, though. So it's kind of like, I guess, because you're a rarity, but hockey is growing quite a bit in this area. And what everyone else would be thinking, like, okay, like with your travel baseball, softball, you have hitting lessons, private pitching lessons, or, basketball, like AC Earl has his camps and everything else. That's just something different to add to your repertoire if you're an up-and-coming hockey player, right?
Exactly, yeah. And yeah, I have a lot of kids who they want to get better. Like, a lot of kids don't have a spot to shoot at home, or especially in the winter, they can't go outside and shoot. So they come in and we work on that stuff. And yeah, it's been good. And hockey's totally growing. Like I originally mentioned to you, we have our Try Hockey for Free this weekend, and we have 45 kids signed up already, last I heard. So it's on the up, which is awesome. That'll be our biggest number, as far as I know, in history.
So you have Try Hockey for Free weekend?
Yeah, 1 hour, but yeah.
Yeah.
So this weekend, the Quad City Hockey Association is putting on Try Hockey for Free. I might be national, but we have 45 kids signed up. All you need is a pair of gloves and a helmet. You don't need skates. You can rent them from the rink. Your helmet can be a bike helmet. So we're hoping to get that number to grow and see a lot of kids out there trying it and getting into the association.
Where is that at?
It's at the River's Edge.
Okay, are you guys still taking, or are you guys capped at 45?
Totally taken still. Yeah.
How can they sign up for that?
You go online at our website, or I'm sure that the Facebook managers of the website have linked it on there too if you want to go to the Quad City Hockey Association Facebook page. But yeah, like I said, you just need a bike helmet even and a pair of mittens, and you're good to go. You can get skates and stuff there.
A pair of mittens and you can get after it?
Yeah, and a bike helmet.
So you've been doing work with youth hockey?
Yes.
Who are you coaching now?
I'm the director of player development for the whole association. So I'm on with every team all the time.
You're busy.
Yeah.
I mean, he just sounds too busy.
Well, I know, aren't you Oswald's kid, right?
Yeah, I coach him. I coach Preston all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that kid's turned into a pretty good little shooter right here, huh?
I like to think so.
Yeah.
He comes to me all the time.
All because of his coach?
I hope he's telling you that.
Yeah, I mean, he gets all his athletic ability from his mom, though. We know that.
Oh, no question.
So, I know you're director of player development, but are you coaching that age group, Preston's? Are you coaching any teams or just a director?
Yeah, I help. I'm coaching the Squirt team right now, and that's been fun. But I'm not going on the road with them, so I leave that to the other coaches.
That's what I was going to ask you, because, like I said, you're so busy. It's got to be. How does this?
Yeah, he's already done all his traveling, Jay.
Yeah, I know, but how does it? So again, that's for the naive ones like me. What is a squirt?
Oh, 10U. Good question.
Okay.
It's a little kid.
Yeah, 10U.
Little squirt.
Don't act like you're over there like, that's the dumbest question.
Well, I knew it.
Like, what are the levels? Like when when you were Waterloo, there was Kiwanis Optimist. We had like Pee Wee, Farm League, Mustang, Colt, and baseball. Yeah. You have Squirt, that's 10U. What's before that?
Mites before that.
Mites before that is 8U, right?
Yeah.
And then what's 12U?
Pee Wee.
Pee Wee, okay.
Bantam, and then Midget.
Midget is 16U?
16, and 18.
Here's the ones I would fit in all of them. Squirts, midgets. What was the other one? Mites?
Mites.
I don't think Bantam might fit in. I don't know why. I wouldn't describe myself
you're
as
a
Bantam.
bantamweight.
Am I?
Yeah.
All right, so I get to fall. So, me and all 16U and below, we all fit in the same category?
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, that's terrible.
All the above, bud.
How, in this amount of time, how much have you seen hockey grow in this area?
It's growing. Actually, our fastest growing numbers right now, believe it or not, are girls.
Oh, that's great.
Nice.
Our girls team, when I came back and started, we had 0 girls teams. Now we're at 2, and we expect that number to grow. They're at the minimum number of girls on the team. we expect that to grow and just keep growing because it's fast. It's going quick. But even this 45 number that's signed up for Saturday is going to be our biggest, and we hope that we can keep bringing people in.
Now, do you think like the deck hockey stuff has helped you guys out a little bit too with that popularity?
For sure. I think it gets some interest to begin with because it is recreational. It's right over in Bettendorf, so it's like it's easy access, and then kids start paying more attention. So it's been good to get kids involved for sure.
I bet you out of all of them, the meanest are the girls' teams. The most fights, most penalty minutes.
Oh yeah,
they're not putting up with anything like that.
Cat fights.
Yeah, they're definitely the penalty minutes are just through the roof for that.
Oh yeah,
the girls.
What'd you say about my makeup?
I don't know. We didn't.
Oh no, you didn't.
We need to find a time now about what's your season look like from when to when?
For
traditionally,
for youth,
yeah, for youth. We'll start there.
Youth, the travel team start in August and they go through usually about the first week of March.
Okay. I'm just trying to see if, obviously we'll stay connected, but if there's any time we can get, not to take anything away from the squirts and the mites and the peewees and everybody, but if we can get some young ladies in to be guests on the show, would be a lot of fun too. So we'll stay in touch and we can do that, because I just didn't know, like opening like in the summertime, if we could have them come in, because we were spoiled when they were going to school hybrid, and then they could come in. Now they're back, and I'm like, oh, we can't have them on. Like, we just had, there was a kid who, and not to get too far off, but there's a kid from Central who just won the state bowling title, and he did it with a two-hand approach. And you know, I'm a bowler now, T-Ray, so I'm interested, but I can't.
Yeah, he's a good bowler. Watch out.
Yeah, this guy has a two-hand approach, but I was like, I wanted to get him on, and I was like, I can't. He's in school now.
Yeah.
Where before I was spoiled to be like, hey, can you come in on your off days? But I think what T-Roy's saying is right. I think with the deck hockey, it really has exploded. And you guys have done such a great job down there, starting with your family, and then the River's Edge has helped out, and the program that you guys did for the youth, because I know when I was growing up, there wasn't anything like it. And I know when I was 15, 16, 17 years ago, when I was teaching, there was one out of maybe 100 students that I would have that maybe did hockey, and I'd have 15 that were telling me that they were like in a basement somewhere training for a UFC. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why would you, like, you can go just skate, be part of a team. So obviously that's great to see that the numbers have expanded so much. Do you play deck hockey?
No, I don't. I've been so busy with everything else that I haven't been around it. So, but yeah, it's a good business. They do a good job over there getting people involved. So,
I'm assuming, not that I don't know too much, but like even the conversation we had with Oz and everybody else, they're so friendly, the parents, and I think that's when I've been around deck hockey, and I've always mentioned this, like within the third thing someone says to you when you're there is, you should get out there. Like right away, and like, no, like I just came to watch. I'm here to watch it. Like, yeah, and that's the way, like, I feel like the hockey community is too. Like, hey, you guys, just like you said, open skate, learn to play hockey. Like, come on out there. You guys are really good about promoting the sport and being friendly.
Yeah, for sure. We're trying to get in the community more. I mean, I think that goes from the Storm down to the youth and everything. Just trying to grow it here and grow it more and more, which hopefully we're on the upward trend. And like I said, Saturday kind of shows that we're trying to recruit more and more for Saturday, and the bigger the number, the better it is.
Right. We're going to take a quick break here on ESPN 1170. We're going to talk more with Jake Toporowski and talk hockey, talk sports, and figure out where, the future, where this is going to go. How big does he think it's going to be? But we're going to do all that and more when we come back. ESPN 1170 AM. Don't hassle us. We're local.
I've been earning and burning, snapping necks and cashing.
You like that? You like that? Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
This is Turk Wendell, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us. We're local.
COVID-19 has affected every aspect of our lives, and especially high school sports. I'm Jay Kidwell. It is basketball season now, and yet there are still many uncertainties about what the season will bring. But one thing is certain. As long as there are young people playing sports, Local 4 Sports will be there, showcasing their efforts and celebrating their accomplishment.
Catch all the action when you join us for high school hoops on Local 4 News.
If you own a small business, you know how hard it can be to find new customers. Now, Town Square has new tools that can help your business stand out and grow today. Go to GetLocalCustomersNow.com for a free local market competitive analysis that will show you what other businesses in town are doing to find new customers and how you can do it too with Town Square. Plus, be one of the first business owners to sign up with Town Square and receive $500 in free advertising on this radio station. Start growing your business today. Visit GetLocalCustomersNow.com. That's GetLocalCustomersNow.com.
At Crawford Company, we specialize in plumbing, heating, and air conditioning. Sports, on the other hand...
Hey, Crawford guy, go long!
No, I can't.
Here comes the pitch to Crawford guy. Strike three.
Come on, Crawford guy, take the shot!
Sports may not be our specialty, but home comfort is. Crawford Company, plumbing and drain cleaning, heating and air conditioning.
Mike Greenberg, greeting.
Kevin Colbert is the general manager of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Did you hear his comments about Ben Roethlisberger coming back? I mean, to call this a tepid endorsement would be an insult to tepid endorsements everywhere. I'm not a big believer in coincidences or accidents. I don't think almost anything is a coincidence, and I don't think almost anything happens by accident. Those words were purposefully chosen, and they were sending a message, a big message, to the fans and to Ben. The message to the fans is, you may not have this quarterback back next year. We are preparing you for the possibility that Ben Roethlisberger will no longer be the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers going forward. And the message to Ben is exactly the same.
Greeting, 9 till 11 on ESPN 1170.
We always use drive-thru windows for fast food and banking. Now the Quad Cities has drive-thru taxes with AmeriFile. Don't let COVID delay your tax refund this year. For the safest way to get your taxes done, use AmeriFile's drive-thru tax service in Moline and Davenport. Stay safe in your car. Drop your tax stuff off, and your taxes are prepared contact-free. Go to AmeriFile.com or call AmeriFile 762-8087.
One of the things I love about betting on basketball is I'm always finding new player props or game props that I like. And what's cool about FanDuel Sportsbook is you can combine these props with other bets from the same game to score an even bigger payout. It's called a same game parlay bet, and you can only find them on FanDuel. I'm always using same game parlay on the money line, over-under, and point spread. And right now, new and existing users can get up to $25 back each day if your parlay falls one leg short with same game parlay insurance. You heard that right, every day. That's why I bet on FanDuel. Ease of use, easy to register, easy to deposit, easy to find your bet. Fast withdrawals when you win. FanDuel pays your winnings in as little as 24 hours. Live betting. Easy to place your bet fast during a game if you see a trend you like. So just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today to try a same-game parlay and use promo code Trevor at sign-up. That is promo code Trevor. 21 plus and present in Iowa. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max refund $10. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Hey Quad Cities, it's Jaybird with Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Get your local sports talk 12 to 2 with me, T-Roy, Bomber, and Serge. Download the station app to listen to us anywhere. And like us on social media to join in the conversation. Plus, when you sign up to be an ESPN Insider, you'll get access to all of our great contests and everything that's going on at ESPN1170am.com. Brought to you by Necker's Jewelers, where the Quad Cities gets engaged. We are the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 1170.
Your local sports show in the Quad Cities is on ESPN 1170. Don't hassle us. We're local. Noon till 2 on the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 1170.
Welcome back, everybody. Having a good time off air. Thanks for joining
Yeah, so, I mean, we are talking hockey with Jake Toporowski, but there's something that came up, and it sounds like Jake's got an interest in that. So let me ask you. I know we did this before on podcasts, but outside of hockey, do you follow other sports?
I follow them all.
Oh, sorry. You follow them all. All right,
yeah.
Let's go through. First things, do you have a hockey team that's your team?
No, I really don't have teams.
Yes.
I kind of just watch to enjoy it, and Yeah.
I do remember you saying that because it was more like you like players. You like to watch the talent. You just kind of follow from there. Yeah.
The more and more I have teammates I played with or whatever, I just root for them rather than specific teams.
Do you have teams outside in the other sports?
No, not really. Only Gonzaga basketball.
Oh my
That's the one team I root for.
Well, no.
It's cute and all, but I mean, it's just not the. I mean, it's the year for you, but it's not the year when Iowa
every
basketball.
Year's been the year so
I know,
far.
yeah. They're good, but it's not the year when I was this good.
Spokane, Washington.
I know, yeah, we know.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, we know. She's John Stockton went there, and Mark Brunell, isn't he from there too, Spokane? And isn't Ryan Sammer from Spokane? But yeah. See, look at that area.
Look at you.
Yep, look at me just throwing out
wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, like look at me, a sports radio talk show host, just like talking about sports guys where they come from. Who knew?
Who knew?
All right,
he also develops apps.
Yeah, he is an app developer. But you were talking about some breaking news, and Jake, you got involved in it too. So do you follow some of the stuff on the off season stuff that goes on in the sports?
I follow like all the insiders. I like to keep an eye on what's going on.
Okay.
Plus, I am a big Russell Wilson fan.
There we go, because this makes sense. Also, Seattle Seahawks, and you were up in
Spokane.
Yeah, they're playing. So Russell Wilson.
He says that he wants to stay in Seattle, but
yes,
if a trade did happen, he would like to go to either these 4 teams: the Cowboys, the Saints, the Raiders, or the Bears.
Yeah, according to Shefty, right?
Yeah.
He hasn't demanded a trade.
No.
But the camp has brought up possible trade destinations.
Yeah.
Cowboys isn't going to happen. They're going to give $37.7 million in the franchise tag for Dak Prescott.
Or they're going to trade Dak to Seattle.
No way. There's absolutely no way. The Saints are a possible destination. The Raiders for sure are a destination. And I don't know if the Bears have the assets. I mean, we can look at it and break it down, and this is probably something to do more with prep or whatever else. Anything to do with the Bears, I don't know if they have the assets.
Why do you dismiss the Cowboys thing so fast?
Because I truly believe they drafted Dak because he's a leader, and they want to continue him to be the leader.
Got Dak in like the 5th round.
But they knew what they were getting, and if you go back at everything they said when they got him,
Russell Wilson isn't a leader. But who's better?
Who's better?
Russell.
I think so too. I mean, not by leaps and bounds, but I think he's better. He's won a Super Bowl. He's been there. He wants a team that has offensive line protection. Dallas has that. They have the running game. They have 3 great receivers. Their only problems are coaching and defense, but whatever. We'll jump that when we get there.
What do you mean the defense? Whatever else?
The defense. They need help on defense.
Who?
Dallas.
Both of them do. Seattle was terrible too. Yeah,
that's fine. But I'm just saying, why not trade them Dak? Well, he's a free agent, so it wouldn't matter.
You can franchise him. You could franchise him, and then they could franchise him again, but that would be it. But that's not going to happen.
They could franchise and trade him, couldn't they?
You would hope for they could franchise and trade, or you'd hope for a sign and trade. Who else? All right, let's see. Here's what I really want to know, though. We know Russell Wilson's got a no trade clause.
I'm not saying I want it. It's tough. I mean, you got how many more years has Russell played? Did he start in 13? Is that right?
It sounds about right. I'm trying to look at his contract right now. That's all. It's a potential buyout after 2022. So after next season. That's a big deal. His current contract was signed. After 2022, he can opt out, but it's signed. He's a free agent not until 2024, but he can opt out after 2022. After the 2021 season, after next year, he can opt out of his contract. So the Cowboys could trade for him, and he could opt out of that contract after one season. Same thing. So it is kind of a tit for tat type of thing.
It
now,
would be a situation where they trade and then sign.
Are these two
restructure a deal?
Are these two close enough that it's a Wilson for Dak?
Yeah.
Or did the Cowboys have to pony up something more?
Don't think so.
They got to pony up something more.
Well, I guess
more.
If he wasn't coming off an injury, I'd say no.
Yeah, I think they're both. I think you if you're the Cowboys, you have to give up something in the fourth.
Yeah,
and I think kind of, and again with the Carson Wentz thing, and the Cowboys have to. Seattle gives up something if Dak Prescott plays like 75% snaps.
Right.
And the Cowboys, because like you said, they're injured. It could happen. It just doesn't seem like the destination for me. I don't know why
Why do you think the Saints so much?
Well, Drew Brees is any day now going to come up with, and he's going to retire.
But why do they not?
The Taysom Hill.
They won with Taysom Hill.
That was a ridiculous signing.
They got Winston.
They got famous Jameis too.
No.
The Raiders make sense because that's every quarterback makes sense.
But why do you think the Bears know? You said
I don't know if they have the assets to the trade the picks to give to them to make up for it, because sending Trubisky there isn't it, and sending Nick Foles there isn't it. So you have to make it up. So it's going to have to be the defense. So Khalil Mack's going to have to be in that trade, and then you have to figure out from there what it is. That's why I think that. But there's a lot of things that you have to go through, and we can speculate, and it's fun to do, but it takes a lot more prep.
As a Bear fan, though, you got to be excited that he wants to go there. Like that's a potential destination, right?
Yeah, I would too. I mean, I was thinking the other day about Deshaun Watson, how he started like following all these random things in Chicago on Instagram, and that was a couple weeks ago, and we were losing our minds over that. Like, do it now, Bears, take care of it.
Well, we'll see what happens, but I mean, it's. I mean, he knows this too because if you win a Super Bowl in Chicago,
free steaks at Dicka's for the rest of your life,
dude. You're done. You're a legend forever.
Yeah, you're never paying for a drink again. Is there any team that's outside of like baseball, basketball that you follow? Or are you still just like an athlete overall?
Just overall, yeah. Like I follow all the I like following all this stuff in all sports.
You don't, but as a hockey player, don't you like the NBA is like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they're all like, I don't really watch games unless there's no hockey on.
Got you.
And others I watch all the hockey games, but so.
Do you find it different that they've changed like the divisions and Canada stays all in the north? Type of thing?
Love it.
Do you?
I love it. Yeah, I think it's good for progressing too. Like, gets more views. I think it gets advertising up too. Eventually. You'll have bigger numbers, especially in Canada.
That's great, because there's so many people out there that they don't like change to their sport. So I think it's great that you embrace it and that you like that it's how they've changed up things up there. I mean, forget the fact that it's really because Canada doesn't want anything to do with United States and COVID, but it turned out that way. Right now, who's the team in the NHL? I know I've got the divisions here somewhere. Who's the team to be watching?
I mean, there's Vegas, Colorado. There's probably 6 that can win the cup, and after
the
that,
Lightning.
Yeah, Tampa, Toronto.
Montreal's good, right? Are they good?
They just fired their coach yesterday.
Okay, it's not Montreal then.
Well, they were good. They started out hot, and now they're in a big slump. They lost to the worst team in the league 2 days in a row.
So they just fired their coach?
Yeah.
Dang, they're not messing around.
No, so they were good.
They can appreciate that.
I feel like I'm missing somebody.
I got somebody here. I thought about it because they were the NHL. Hold on. I know. It's always good on the air when you have this. All right. So here's what I got. Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
You mentioned them.
Yeah.
They're 15-4-2.
Yeah.
They've got 9 players with at least 10 points. I don't know what that means. I'm just reading this out. What does that mean?
They're a highly offensive team.
Okay.
There's not much defense going on in the.
If you're going to be an app developer, you're going to have to learn hockey too, bud.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever gambled on hockey? And don't say that like. I'm not saying that like a soundbite that's going to come back, but do you know how to gamble on hockey? How's that?
When I was in Vegas, I did.
Okay. So you understand, like, so if I get a hold of you, I'm like, listen, I don't know how to gamble on hockey. If I should do this and that, you could be like, don't do this, but yeah, gamble that. Right?
Sure.
I need confidence out of you.
I feel like hockey's so not random, but I mean, look at Montreal. We were just talking about them. They lost to Ottawa, who was 3-14-2 going into the weekend, and Montreal was a top team in the league, and now all of a sudden they beat them twice in a row.
All right.
So
who's the best player in the league right now?
Connor McDavid.
Connor McDavid.
And
Sounds
there's
like
no
a cartoon character.
Oh, he's a center for the Oilers, T-Ray.
Exactly.
You
knew that
got
one.
that from a piece of paper, Bird.
I'm actually disappointed you didn't know who McDavid was.
Oh, I'm not buying that crap.
Yeah, T-Ray. I mean, this Connor McDavid, he's a point-scoring machine.
Yeah? How many you got this year?
38.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then Edmonton, I mean, because
How many games, though?
Because of it, just hold on.
All right.
I'm getting to it. Because of him, they have the second best record in the North. Yeah.
It says that all there.
Just. All right, here's another one for you. Am I saying this name right? Austin Matthews?
Yeah.
Center for the Maple Leafs?
Yeah.
And then Marc-Andre Fleury.
Marc-Andre Fleury for Vegas.
Marc-Andre Fleury.
Yeah.
Did he have a dad named Fleury?
I have no idea why he's got Marc-Andre Fleury.
I think you're thinking. I think there was a Fleury.
Fleury.
I think it was a.
Oh, you're thinking Theo. Probably.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Remember the Fleury name?
Yeah.
See,
Theo was a good player for Calgary, and he was before me a little bit.
Okay.
Who's your all-time favorite hockey player?
Oh, Nicholas Lidstrom.
Who's that?
Played for Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah, he probably.
Who's your dad's all-time favorite hockey player?
I don't know.
It's got to be Gretzky.
I was gonna say Luke, my brother.
That's really, really funny. How is Luke doing?
He's good. He's playing in Sioux Falls right now, so he's closer to home, which is nice.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I haven't talked to him in a while. He was on the show too at one point, but yeah, his favorite players league. That's great. Yeah. No, again, let's talk about this weekend. You guys, off the air, you said you got a message that there's 50 players signed up now for free hockey, and 18 of them are girls, right?
Yeah, so we're up over 50, and 18 of them are girls. So that's awesome. I would love to see it hit 60, 70. A lot of people don't even register till Friday night or Saturday morning.
Yeah.
So, and like parents aren't on the ice, we'll have a bunch of coaches there volunteering. We'll have our high school team there volunteering, hopping on the ice, so all the kids have a little extra help. But it's everyone. I want to say from 4 to 9. It could be potentially older than that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if somebody from the association's watching and wants to correct that, they can.
Sure.
But yeah, I think it's 4 to 9. And yeah, you need a bike helmet, gloves, and you're kind of taken care of otherwise. Bring your own skates if you have them, but otherwise you can rent from the rink.
And then, and then tell everybody about the lab.
It's my JT23 Hockey Skills Lab. You can follow my business pages on Instagram and Facebook, JT23 Hockey, and yeah.
And they can sign up by messaging you.
Yeah, emailing me or messaging me. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have openings, or are you pretty full?
As soon as the association season's over, I'll be pretty open. There's a few openings. Yeah. You reach out to me if you're interested.
Reach out and try to make it work. I mean,
yeah.
Basically, I understand how a lot of this works. If you have a parent who's eager for their kids, they want to be there. They're not just finding a babysitter.
Yeah.
And you kind of feel them out, and they agree with your coaching philosophy, and you agree with their parental philosophy and the direction that their student athletes going, you'll find a way to make it work for them too. I mean, basically, I figured that out a long time ago. But if you're just there to dump your kid off and head to sports fans, you're going to figure that out fast and say, like, you know what, I don't have an opening anymore.
Yeah, I tell parents I'm more honest than most coaches will be, so
that's a good thing. Actually,
you might not like what I have to say, but I'll tell you what I have to say.
They should appreciate that, because actually a lot more need that than anything else, because too many people think their kid's going to turn out and be an all-star in the NHL, NBA, or Major League Baseball in no time at all. NFL as well, be all pros. And really the most important thing is that they're getting the right direction from coaches like you, the fundamentals, and that the game is fun. And like I always tell my softball players, you can't spell fundamentals without fun. That's right. So we got to keep it fun out there.
Great coach, Jay.
Thanks.
Also, it is 4 to 9 for Try Hockey for Free. That's the targeted age group. But if you are 11, 12, however old, it's youth ages. Anyone's welcome under 18. So anyone
that's awesome.
can come out and try it.
I should know this because we're friends with the Storm. But the season, we're going to be. What are we going to be looking at soon?
So with the Storm, we had to opt out of the season just with having our building in Illinois. There's 5 teams going. The Storm do have a virtual Chuck-a-Puck this week for
really?
Trinity. So yeah, people can check that out. But we'll be back in October, and hopefully we're in for a good run.
All right, so the virtual Chuck-a-Puck. Explain this to me how this is going to work real quick.
This is all Brian. I don't know on
I
this
know
one.
Brian. Yeah. Now I need to reach out to Brian because he needs to. Maybe I'll have him call in tomorrow to explain
I
it
thought
to
the
me.
same thing.
I'll reach out to Brian, see if he can either stop in tomorrow or call in.
So
because
virtually you break a window? No?
Because the ice is out there?
I have no idea.
Because it would be cool if they still let you paint the ice. You know what I'm
Brian,
saying?
if you're listening, you got to step in on this
I'll
one.
reach out to Brian and I'll talk to him and say, hey, we're going to get down to the bottom of this virtual.
Come on, Rothy.
Because what I think would be cool is if we still allowed people to paint the ice.
Well, yeah.
For the cancer awareness that they did. Remember?
Well.
So I think that would be neat if we still got to do that because that's one of my favorite things that the Storm does.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jake, I want to thank you so much for reaching out and being on here. Don't be a stranger. Anytime, come on out here and talk with us this weekend. Try hockey for free. Yep. And if you want to get your kids out there, like you said, just bike helmet, mittens, and they'll take care of everything else. And that's down at the River's Edge. That's Saturday. So look into that. And if you want to get some private lessons, reach out to his pages. He gave you all the links to do that, the handles. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's a lot of fun talking, a lot of fun catching up. And I'm glad we got to do it on the radio instead of the podcast. And let's do it again real soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. We will talk to you guys later. And enjoy your Thursday. Be safe and sanitized. Talk to you tomorrow. Take care, Quad Cities.